Good evening. So I should now hold a very short video. It will not be another chapter in the Zigot of Ur. I'm working on the fourth gear of the. It's gonna be like the Kerubian sheep from Ezekiel. Like of the two wheels that are moving together, and another two wheels that will move together, but they will be constructed one on top of the other, but not glued, like two the tablets, the tablets, the broken tablets, each with 20 dosages of semen, and 20 here in the new excellent two wheels will also contain a pretty large sample from the newly created red crucible. Anyway, so the update is, on what's actually already started and will continue in the next couple of hours. Should be done relatively quickly. It's a process that many people will find confusing, even though it should be said that it's not the first time that it's happening. A similar process happened during the 80s. I have not spoken about it in the when I spoke about the bicycle 201 saga, because, as I said many times, this series, it was long enough already, and the idea was to discuss only specific issue of this change in the bicycle mechanism of my predecessor, and as it was already long enough. As you understand by the new saga that I now record, these days, the Zigor of Ur, you understand that, it's not like a sequel saga, and it's not a prequel. It's both prequel and sequel, because it happens, in parallel. Because reality is complicated and history is complicated. So many things happened in Israel and in the world, and specifically in regards to the relationship with the planet Venus during the 80s. So something like that already happened during the 80s, but in a much smaller scale. But now it's much, much, much larger. So and it's going to be very confusing, especially since we speak about intelligence agencies that do not really communicate very well with each other, and even within them, each of in itself, there is a load of disinformation. Israel is an extreme case of that, because it's so distributed that no one is doing nothing about the other one, what the other is doing. So yes, I think about one starship or two. I don't know. It depends who are you. The Americans. I don't know. If you have a big telescope, you've seen maybe one or two, but there are going to be much more, as you can see in this Titanomachy painting series that were painted more than a year ago. And this was discussed. It was discussed many times. The purpose of the multiplication, of the arrival of the fleet is symbolic in many ways, because it should symbolize some kind of, it symbolizes, the calamity of the situation. It's not really that, whatever they want to do, one is enough. These ships are, as I said in one of the previous videos, the best, the best relationship that you can have with this ship is not to know about it at all. If you know about it, its existence, you're 90% on your way to hell. And if you do know about it, the best is not to watch it ever, in your eyes or in a telescope or whatever. Because if you've already watched it, in a telescope, you are 99%, you've made your way to hell, because they were designed to be able to fight in wars that are beyond your imagination. Something that things like that do not even occur in science. I'm from a very early age, I'm an avid fan of science fiction literature, and I've seen quite a bit of movies, and you don't see such wars even in Star Wars. It's I mean, even whatever you've seen in Star Wars is like, I mean, is a joke. Like, I mean, I mean, each of these like entities is designed to acquire billions of targets like in seconds and simultaneously, and like, I mean, and destroy it simultaneously, and it's, I mean, the reason for the fact that there is more than one is to symbolize the fact that there is something very bad going on Earth. And also, you already know that there is one since long ago, so, I mean, you should have understand that there is like a change. So this is the immediate change. Now, change number 2, which is very important, is it's gradual, but maybe you've already started to notice the disappearance of the parts of your intelligence organizations that are Venusians, or what I call them Titans. Now, this is different between states because not every country, I mean, have the same amount, and maybe I'm sure many don't have at all. My assumption is that, I mean, by far those that have the most are the white race. I mean, the Americans and the West Europeans, because of their good relationship with Israel, but moreover because of their rainbow issue. I mean, we've spoken about it a lot, but you know exactly what I mean. As it is right now, and I mean, I've spoken about so much during the last 4 years that it's not the time to repeat or even not even to summarize. But situation as it is, that the situation in Earth, that there is a close connection between the Venusian primacy inside intelligence organizations and the philosophies of the rainbow, LGBTQ plus whatever. Be that as it may, what's going to happen is that these intelligence organizations, it's not only intelligence, it's also in the military and in politics. I speak mostly about intelligence organizations because they are the ones that are hunting me like I'm a prey, I'm an animal, they're hunting me like prey animal. But of course it's not only them, but I mean, they always surround me and hunt me. But so the immediate effect will be cutting them in about half, because about approximately half of them is all sort of like pedophiles and homosexuals coming of the Earth, and the other half are Venusians, and all of the Venusians will just already started, and soon the process will be done of them disappearing. So you might ask, are they dead? What happened to them? Are they disintegrated? Because I'm speaking about a lot about, I've spoken quite a bit about the issue of disintegration. It's one of the things that the starships can do is to disintegrate. You can see it in various stars, like science fiction. It's like the idea is that, I mean, the molecule is separated to atoms and the volume of the body drops to almost zero. So no, it's not what happened to them. Don't worry. I mean, no harm is done to any of them. They are all alive and well. I promise you, it's not a joke. It's just that they were relocated to their homeland. Yes, it's not. I mean, you have already seen under the microscope thousands, if not millions, of stargates that I've shown you. I mean, right here in this filthy room in a hostel for homeless people, with no equipment and all, and no scientific background. So, is it that much of a stress to believe that, I mean, starships that are complicated and bigger beyond your imagination can like do the same to a couple of metalheads? So that's what they did. They just opened the gate and transferred them to your homeland, and I hope they will enjoy and they will make a good use of all the things that they have learned in Earth, and maybe they will actually be able to make their homeland better than they were when they left, I mean, armed with all the new knowledge and skills. For the people that are not used to irony, they will die very quickly because they are used to be parasites, and where they will not be able to live in place where no one is, I mean, no one is forced to be their hosts. But maybe some don't, and those that, I mean, that do not, I mean, I wish them all the success, and like, really, maybe they have gathered like important life skills beyond manipulation and lying here and on Earth, and maybe they will put it to good use in Venus. Now, this will crush the intelligence services of the West, because it's not just that the half of them they lost half of their HR, they lost the smarter half, because I mean they're not that they were not genius. I mean they were metalheads, but I mean as it is, the other half is made out of mostly scumbags. Yeah, I know. From time to time, you can find like a professor of mathematics that is pedophile and part of intelligence organization. Yeah, I've actually known myself a bit of those during my life, like personally. Yes, I know. It's possible. It's possible. I know. I am aware of the possibility. But in general, the great majority, and I'm not speaking only about Israel, but about all the West, all over the West. These are people that they're pulled out of the trash cans of society. I mean, that's the fact. Yes, not all of them. I know that not all of them. I know that I am surrounded by these people all my life, and I know that not all of them are like that. But the majority are trash people, are people from the trash can. So this will. So it's not only that the intelligence services of the West lost half of their HR. They lost, on average, the smarter and more educated half. So in reality, they lost like much more of like 50% of their capabilities. I don't know if it's 70 or 80 or 90%. This will give a lot of advantage to intelligence services that are not of the West and do not rely entirely or at all on the model of pedophiles and metalheads. And I am the last one to say what should they do with this new power that they have. And I explicitly do not say that they shouldn't use it against their enemies. No, it's their own business, not mine. Currently, I have only one objective which I consider as my business. It wasn't always like that, and it will not always be like that in the future. I'm not like, I was always a person with very wide horizons, and I had many plans, and I was interested in a million of things, as you know. And I'm sure that in the future, maybe the near future, it will be the same. But at this point of time, there is only one thing that I consider as my business, which is to get out of Israel, me and my daughter, Sila and Orin David. And of course their mother in Babel Moshe, because they need their mother. This is my only, the only thing that I consider my business. Get it out of here, out! And what I demand, especially from the intelligence services of the nations that were not hurt because they were not relying only or at all on pedophiles and titans, I expect them to rescue me from this hell, and to do it very, very quickly and without speaking at all. The best time to do it is right now. Right now.